Angry guy here, and men are staying home and avoiding women. Men are staying home and avoiding women. We talk about this constantly. We explain that nothing lasts forever. Let's check out this comment. This comment's actually from one of my subscribers on the video. Men are abandoning society to play video games and sleep. And one of these guys responded, "Yep, that's me. And all of my friends on Xbox and Steam. Video games and streaming is the majority of our social lives. The ones I know personally, we still interact virtually a lot more. And like 80% of the people I speak to daily, I only know virtually. A lot of them have slowly switched from going drinking, partying, etc., to drinking and smoking while playing video games. Ha ha ha. The reality is that for a regular dude, going out is probably not gonna land them a lot of social interaction that's fulfilling. They just end up spending money, they expose themselves to insecurity and rejection while staying home with the homies virtually. They don't experience the negatives, and the socialization happens. Also, let's take into consideration how men are treated in the workforce and society. As soon as a woman is petty and psychotic enough to start throwing their women card around to get what they want or get men fired, jailed, abused, etc., and there is no recourse for men, is is just too unfair for anyone realizing this, and it would be crazy to still sacrifice yourself for people that hate you and will turn on you on a dime. So this is absolutely true. I've talked about this just numerous times now, that these people do not like us in Western society. They absolutely despise us. They absolutely resent us. I made a poll recently where I basically said 99%, 99.9% of women would never repent for feminism. And, last I checked, it was about 83% of people agreed with it. And there are some people who said, oh, they'll absolutely repent. They just won't admit to it. And here's the thing, regret is not the same as repent. You see, they will literally resent the consequences of feminism, but they cannot turn away from feminism. Feminism is a part of female nature. It is feminism is at the core of every woman. The only difference between women overseas and women in Western society is that the seed of feminism in Western society has been nurtured. It has been given sunlight, it has been given water, and as a result, it has grown throughout their entire bodies. You cannot separate a modern woman from feminism because feminism is a part of her very being. It is a part of her very core. It is her entire reality. It would be like trying to convince her that the sky is another color. It's like trying to convince her that the world around her is not the way that she believes it to be. It's like a complete and utter shift of one's reality, telling them that everything that you believe is not real and you have to give up on that. And that's something very, very hard to do. Most women would never want to, deviate away from that, especially when the current mindset that they have and the reality that they have shaped benefits them the most. That's just how women operate. Women will always do what's best and what's in their own best interest. Men, on the other hand, do not always operate in their own best interest because internally men are psychologically predispositioned to protect men. At least we protect women. At least we have always been. But that's beginning to change as men now are prioritizing their own survival. I remember reading this comment that a woman made, that basically she said that no matter what women do, no matter how disrespectful women become, no matter how miserable women make men, men are just going to have to learn how to adapt and give women what they want, because ultimately, no matter what a woman does, men will always want them. And this is kind of the thing that women are banking on. They believe that no matter what they do, men will always desire the golden V. And if they don't desire the golden VF men, for example, the men that are walking away from Western society, walking away from relationships, these women, because these men are going against, the narrative, these men are saying that no, we can actually resist you. We don't want a relationship with you. We are walking away. They're saying that, okay, well then you're a terrible man, you're a horrible man. You are the part you men are part of the incels. You men are everything horrible about humanity and society. And a lot of these guys are saying, "What are you saying this for? I'm just choosing to walk away. I have no ill-gotten feelings towards women. I'm doing exactly what you guys said. Leave you alone. I'm focusing on myself. I'm, working on I work on my body. I work on my relationship with God. I don't even leave my house. I have my own home gym, and then these same women will say, no, you're just doing this because you don't like women and you want to, and what you're doing, it actually hurts women. And guys, these are the people that I'm talking about. Like literally, a man could be inside of his home, just minding his business, and a woman will just go outside, will literally walk in front of his house and start screaming and yelling for the police, saying that there's a strange man who's doing strange things, and the cops need to get here very quickly because if they don't, she's going to end up being control alt deleted, and the cops will come and drag that man out of his house, put him in handcuffs, tell him to shut his mouth, and take him down to the station while asking this woman if she wants to press charges. This is the reality of it. And all the while the man doesn't know what the hell is going on, but most men are just going to assume, yeah, this woman's up to something. She's trying to incriminate me. Why? Because I'm a man, she's a woman, she's trying to gain attention, and these people don't like us. Like this is how bad Western society is for men. We are living around people who are functionally insane at best. They do not like us, and they will go to great lengths to destroy us. It is no wonder men are leaving Western society. It's no wonder men are walking away from this society, choosing to go overseas, and find peace. Because there's no reason why you should spend your entire life just constantly going at it. This is the reason why men live shorter lives. And there's so many idiots who seem to think that this is just the norm. Like you're supposed to go out as a man. God ordains it. Not only did he ordain it, he demands it that you go find a wife, procreate, and provide. This is nonsense. This is absolutely a nonsense. The Bible actually says that for men, if you are able to do without one, it's best to stay alone than to be with a woman who is miserable. And just to paraphrase, that's in the Bible. It literally tells you if you're able to do without a woman, it's best to just be by yourself. And there's a reason why it's there. Because ultimately, this is nothing new for society. God, this is nothing new for the world. The fall of Rome was based entirely around the actions of women in their during their day. As I say, Western society, but what they did in Rome was very similar to Western society. First, they got no fault divorce, and from no fault divorce, these women began divorcing their husbands, and as a result of their actions, the Roman Empire began to fall apart. Men basically stopped working. They did have forced servitude in the Roman Empire, but you also had citizens, and you couldn't turn all of your citizens into into forced laborers. Now they did punish them. For example, men who refused to marry, they were banned from going to the Colosseum and other public events. So they could not they couldn't watch wrestling, they couldn't watch TV, they couldn't go to the movies. And then during the winter, they had to basically run in the streets together, chain gang style, as a punishment for refusing to marry. And I don't remember if it was Augustus Caesar or Julius Caesar. One of the Caesars said that the unmarried men in Rome were worse than the worst criminals in all of the Roman Empire. And not only did he say that, he said that they were worse than all the thieves, the liars, the grape people. I mean, he really went in, and even then, despite all the punishments that these men were receiving, they still refused to marry, and they stopped working, they stopped participating in the economy, they stopped protecting the state. It got to the point where the Roman Empire could no longer protect itself, so it began hiring mercenaries. But because men were refusing to work and just live off the state, because men do not need a lot to survive. This is what women don't understand. Men are minimalist by nature. All the junk that men acquire is only so that they can attract a woman, because women naturally love junk. And I mean, they're the ones driving the consumer economy. Well, after men basically became ultra minimalist, no more there was no income coming in. Ultimately mercenaries took over they pillaged the Roman Empire. We fell into 1,000 years of darkness, and it took 1,000 years before math and science were rediscovered. Bits and pieces of math and science. This is where it gets frightening, y'all. Bits and pieces of math and science were discovered. We lost thousands of years. I want y'all to understand, thousands, roughly tens of thousands of years of math and science were lost. Tens of thousands of years of math and science were lost. Bits and pieces were rediscovered, you know, after 1,000 years of darkness, and it was from that knowledge that we were able to begin, rebuilding. But all of that knowledge, like they literally had computers in the Roman Empire. They had actual computers, not in the same sense necessarily like the one I'm using to make this video on right now, but they had actual computers that could do things like measure that could measure the stars and perform astronomical calculations. We've basically found pieces of them. And this is crazy. This technology existed thousands of years ago. Guys, think about this. We had computers thousands of years ago, and you don't think that we would have gotten to this point? Like we were headed, guys. We would have been so far ahead, and we don't know. We have no idea all of the discoveries that were lost. Today people like, oh, we know everything about the world. We don't, because all of that stuff was lost. All of that history was lost, guys. So much of human history was stored in the Roman Empire, and it's all gone. All because of the actions of women. I say modern women, but yeah. And think about this. This is the trajectory that they're taking us on. Guys, if you're enjoying the content, help get the channel to 100,000 subscribers on our journey to 2 million by subscribing to the channel if you already haven't, liking the video, and turning on notifications. Never miss another video ever again. Men are staying home and avoiding women. What do you guys think about this? I want to hear your thoughts on this. So let's talk about it in the comments. Like the video if you like it. Don't forget to subscribe. And if you like the video, share the video. And just remember that all roads lead to MWA Men walking away, and share.